All right, we are live. Here comes the intro. You're listening to the Grow Clinton podcast. Grow Clinton is a 501c6 nonprofit economic community development and tourism organization based in Clinton, Iowa. For more information, visit growclinton.com. Again, that's growclinton.com. Now, back to the show. What's happening, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Grow Clinton podcast. This is episode 180, recorded on this third day of November 2025. My name, as always, Andy Sokolovich, President and CEO of Grow Clinton. We are a small, nonprofit economic community development and tourism organization located on the eastern side of the great state of Iowa, right along the mighty Mississippi River. In the studio, as always, I'm joined by Jenny Home. Jenny, what's happening?
This is the conclusion of our tripod today.
Tripod, 3 pods in one day.
Yes.
Woo!
Wow.
Rock stars, I tell you
We're
what.
on the front
Jenny.
lines.
We are on the front lines. Hey, sponsors, here they come, Jenny. You ready?
Okay, yep.
Citizens First Bank sponsoring this mic check, making your finances and our audio crystal clear. These new mics that you're listening to on the Grow Clinton podcast that make our voices sound so sweet and smooth are proudly sponsored by the bank that's always in tune with our community. Find them at gocfb.bank. Banking as it should be with Citizens First Bank, member FDIC. Adcraft Printwear and Sully Sports. Sully's coming soon, located out of Mill Creek. It's the resurrection of Sully Sports.
It is.
But Adcraft Printwear has been in the game since 1974, originally a family-run business right here in Clinton, Iowa. Now they're a cutting-edge operation that serves teams and companies all over the United States for all of your custom printwear needs. T-shirts, hoodies,
Everything.
hats,
All of it.
tchotchkes,
Whatever.
everything you can think of. You want to slap your business logo on, just go to adcraftusa.com. The pros over at Adcraft will help you get it designed, printed, and shipped. adcraftusa.com. The Grow Clinton podcast is powered by Miles Communications. Wicked fast, high-speed internet is what we have here at Grow Clinton, ensuring that this broadcast is crisp, clear, and consistent. Miles also offers residential and commercial high-speed internet services, television, and telephone options to meet your home or company's communication needs. If they're not in your neck of the woods, they are on their way. For more information, visit milestelephone.com. Again, milestelephone.com. Also, shout out to Lyondell Basell, LYB, as they are now known, for sponsoring the Grow Clinton podcast. More info on their sponsorship coming soon. Good show today, Jenny.
I know it. This is the last of the candidates that we'll be talking to. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
And again, a lot of respect for people who throw their hat in the ring.
Yeah, so we have 5 candidates competing for 2 available seats at large in the City of Clinton Council. We are interviewed all 5 of them. And then we've interviewed the 2 candidates competing for the single seat in Ward 3. And then Ward 1, uncontested, Connor Lee, only one on the ballot.
Right.
So he's a shoo-in.
He's the shoo-in.
He's a shoo-in, guaranteed. We had a good forum last week, so we have to hear from all the candidates. But today, we have the candidate for at-large City Council, 1 of 5, Stacie Parks. Stacie, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You'd have to pull that a little closer there.
All right.
There you go.
There you got it.
Stacie, what made you want to throw your name in the ring and have it show up on the ballot for election to City Council?
I love this city. It's a great place to live. It's a great place to work. And I want to help it grow.
There you go. Good answer. So what do you believe are the City of Clinton's most significant economic assets, and how would you leverage them to attract and retain new businesses?
We've got the rail park, we've got an airport, and we've got a river. Those are 3 big things. So we need to try and get some more big business in here. Excited about Atlas and what that will do, hopefully, for our housing market, and bring people in here who want to live here. And some more stuff like that would benefit. We need to grow. We need more people living here.
What type of
we're working
business
on
would you pursue? I mean, if you could pursue a business to come to our area, what would it be?
I think that industrial is where you get the most employment, and employment is what's going to bring housing. And so I think like the Atlas roofing is a good example, and more stuff like that.
Yeah, the Clinton region is ripe for the picking when
Oh,
it
it is.
comes to an industrial base. We have the workforce to support it. We have trained individuals. We have all the infrastructure, a robust highway system. Logistically, we are primed. All right, next question. What role should the city of Clinton play in supporting small business startups like entrepreneurs and those aspiring entrepreneurs?
Um, Helping locate buildings. There's a lot of buildings here that we could rehab. Would love to see the downtown fill up again like it used to be. So some incentives to get people to want to build their businesses in our downtown or even our Lions district where some of those buildings are sitting empty. And then, of course, initiatives are always financial. So whatever we could do tax-wise or help find grants, things like that, that would help them financially get set up.
Yeah, one of the things that gets me all riled up is absentee property owners. Any ideas what we can do for those people that buy properties and do nothing with them?
So this has actually been something we've been talking about because I work closely with Building and Neighborhood Services in what I do. And so we kind of talked about that there are ordinances in effect. And so part of it is being allowed to enforce them. And then we could go after some of these owners and make them keep their buildings fixed up or rent them out. So enforcing some of our current ordinances would help, or developing some more um, instead of just letting them keep going with the minimum.
Yeah, you got to squeeze them,
You do.
make them uncomfortable. Because I hate that when
gotta
people
hurt.
buy these buildings. They're like, yeah, I'm in Florida. What are you going to do with the building? Nothing.
Yep.
Oh, that's so good for our community. Thank you for the investment. No, not
So-
my world.
One of the hot button topics has been like the riverfront and the development of the riverfront.
Sure.
What do you see? What do you see as a developed riverfront? What would you like to change or keep the same?
So I keep thinking about them talking at one time about wanting to put condos down there, and who doesn't want a river view? But we don't have to do it on riverfront. I think of some of the buildings that are sitting there empty just off of First, and why not expand those and make those bigger? Even Lafayette, being from Lafayette, you can see the river. So excited to see that project come alive again. But build on that next side over, that Kiwanis, was it the Kiwanis building? What is that one next to Happy Joe's that's been empty forever?
Oh,
Masonic
that is
for sale.
Masonic
The
Lodge.
Masonic,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Like just in some of those areas to build upward and give some people what they've been asking for, a river view, but you don't have to be right on the river. I'd hate to see the park get, anything done with the park riverfront, and then maybe up on the north end, there's some space up there. Maybe we can do something.
Yeah. Excited about the Lafayette project.
I am
So
too.
the Lafayette Hotel is owned by Bush Construction. Just met with their team the other day. Their plan is like 60 apartments. 90% of them will be market rate, meaning no income restriction. You can make 20 grand a year or $200,000 a year. Does not matter. And then the other 10% will be workforce housing, which does have an income restriction, but it's a lot higher earning potential than low to moderate income housing. So
I can't wait
Very
to see
excited
that
about that.
building lit up.
yeah, walk through it now.
No.
Not so much.
No.
Parbs and I had the opportunity to do so.
Ugh.
Oh, my
I
gosh.
remember that we sent you home.
Yeah, I had to shower like 6 times. But they're working on it.
Yep.
Economic development takes time. All right. Next question. What steps can the city take to strengthen partnerships with schools, nonprofits, and businesses to build a stronger sense of community?
So I think we talked about this at the forum. Communication, definitely get them all communicating, and maybe it be a quarterly meeting, where different organizations are meeting and talking about what's working for them, not working for them, and communicating what are their needs. So maybe I would think like a quarterly meeting. that we
Yeah.
Get together and talk.
Yeah, we meet with the city of Clinton every other week, twice a month. But there are a lot of organizations doing some amazing things, but we don't very seldom do we get together as a group and share the successes. And that's one of the reasons why we merged.
Right?
We had 3 nonprofits essentially under one roof, yet none of us were really working together. So we merged them all, made Grow Clinton. So far, it's been successful.
Very successful.
Tourism plays a growing role in Clinton's economy. What ideas do you have, Stacie, to make Clinton a more attractive destination for visitors?
I think our city, I honestly think our city's great. And so you guys do a great job marketing outside of the city
Thank you.
and continuing to do that to get people to want to come here, show them what we have. The Curtis Mansion is amazing. If people haven't been through, there's people that live here that haven't been through that, and it's beautiful. Up at, like you said, the Eagle Point Park, you know, we have so many great things. We have the casino that brings people here, of our riverfront, and then all of our summer things that are happening all the time. The bands, you know, on Fridays, and the main avenue has their thing, and downtown has their thing, and just getting people to see our community and how great it is, and get them in here and enjoy all the things that we enjoy.
If
Yeah.
you could come up with some kind of a event to bring people here, what would it be? I know we talk a lot about tailgate and tall boys or riverboat days or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
What would you suggest?
You know, I think the one thing that we keep missing is just our regular old carnival. You know, so we do the 4th of July festival. Maybe we can bring a carnival in,
Yeah.
like an actual carnival, like we used to have with Riverboat Days, that would get people kind of feeling that again. We've got the concert side of it. We're constantly having, you know, all the different there's concerts all the time. There's always a band to go see. I love that. But maybe just bring a carnival in.
Yeah. Yeah, I sat on the 4th of July committee for a while, and we still are involved in that for the planning
Yes.
sessions. It is difficult to find people that actually do carnivals
I know
anymore.
it.
Really, because the insurance premiums has gone
Mhm.
so far up for the liability
Mhm.
they have to carry. It's almost cost prohibitive for us to hire them, one, because they pass that on to the customer, and then two, many people are just out of the game. But
Right.
yeah, I agree with you. I grew up going to those rides and stuff, and it's pretty nostalgic, but it's getting hard. Even petting zoos is hard to find people.
Yeah.
Got to watch out for those crazy goats. All right. Next question. What is your plan, Stacie, if elected to council, to address the shortage of quality, affordable housing in Clinton?
So I think we've talked about it a lot. There's a lot of empty housing. And I have the pleasure of working with investors that don't live just here, but that live all over the United States, that buy some of those up, and they do fix them up, and they do try and turn them into rentals. And so just to continue to push that, rehabbing some of these houses, I would love to see a housing development go up that was, and I think this has been a topic quite a bit too, but a medium income new housing is something I talked about in the forum. I think even my daughter, first time home buyer, just graduated college, got her job, trying to find housing that was new, not something they'd have to put 20,000 in to fix it up to make it livable. So something like that would be great to see too.
Yeah, there's some gaps in our market.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
we're trying to figure out ways that everybody wins, the developer, the community, and then ultimately the home buyer. And we're still figuring that out. What's
It's
that
hard.
price point? What's it look like? Because the developer obviously wants to make money on the sale of the home. That's how they support their business. The buyer wants something affordable, and the city wants something quality to be able to attract younger families to the area. So we're just trying to figure out what that all looks like.
I like your
And-
idea about rehabbing blocks at a time because it gives continuity in the city.
Yeah.
You know, makes a nice landscape for our city, streetscape.
Yep. Just my thing is, I mean, granted, I don't control the cash, but if you had a block of houses that you wanted to redevelop and you offered those homeowners X number of dollars to exit the home, to buy the home and buy the property, see how many takers you had.
Right.
And it's not bad. You're not pushing people out of the community.
Mm-mm.
Maybe they were on the fence about leaving. Maybe
Right.
it's an older individual that's thinking about moving into a retirement community. You never know. But if you can thread that through an entire city block and just knock it all out at one time, both sides of the street, you're really starting
Yep.
to do something there.
You don't know until you ask.
Absolutely. So, Stacie, how would you measure success as a council member in advancing Clinton's economic and community growth? And I'll add on to this. You know, we work a lot here in our office with metrics. At the end of the year, we reflect back and look at our metrics. Some of them are easy to attain. Some of them are very difficult, and others are impacted aggressively by the economic condition of the country, not just locally here. But as you're sitting on council and you complete first year of a 4-year term and you reflect back, what would you do to ensure the council members are moving in the same direction and are measuring success the same?
I don't know that we're all going to measure success the same, because I think we all have different perspectives of what success is. To me, is continuing to see us grow. So the numbers are going up, more people are living here, houses are getting updated, and people's homes are looking nicer. Our businesses are open for business still and moving forward. We're not losing small businesses, and we're gaining more. And I think that would be success for our city.
Yeah. So population growth or
Right.
retention. I mean, sometimes population declines just simply through attrition.
Mhm.
People come and go, maybe pass away.
Die.
Not to be all morbid about it, but that does affect population. So, okay. So we did talk a little bit about this, specifically with the underutilized properties, but how would you improve communication and collaboration between the city council, residents, and other organizations to work on neighborhood revitalization, specifically downtown, Lions Business District, and the riverfront?
I think developing some groups where you have a little bit of that. You have maybe some real estate agents, you have some people from the city, you have just some residents, and then you have some groups and you collaborate. Maybe every couple months you get together and you just talk about what you want to see for improvement, what we can do, where you have those three different groups coming together and talking about the
Yeah.
needs.
Yeah, one of the things we do here at Grow Clinton is we offer tours of the community, specifically in partnership with Mercy One, to all the prospective providers that are interviewing for a position within the hospital. And I will say the number one request I always get is to take them past the schools, elementary, middle, and high school. They want to see parochial schools as well. They want to see those, and then they want to look at available housing. They like the amenities, they like the beauty of the riverfront, but those are their top two things, obviously, especially if they have children. So those are and then the parks too. They love when I take them up to Eagle Point Park because they're just blown away that even exists and they have access to that. So yeah, having those groups get together and sharing, especially realtors and pastors, religious leaders that have the first interaction with people, that makes sense.
So if you had to go out and recruit somebody here to Clinton, what would be your selling point, your first selling point?
So say that again.
Okay, if you're going out and you're talking to somebody and they're undecided about where they're going to live,
Okay.
what would you say to get them to come to Clinton?
One, our community is amazing. So like I said, there's always something to do. There's always an activity, and there's a lot of free stuff to do, which is the best.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, the parks. So if they have kids, the parks. I think our schools are good here. And then, gosh, I just lost my train of thought. Of course I did. Anyway, no, where it's a great community and everything's convenient. You have everything you need. We have great restaurants. We have great stores. Yeah, there's all kinds of good things here.
I love it.
Yeah, and Midwest Nice is legit.
It is.
It's tangible. I mean, as an East Coast kid, I can say wholeheartedly, people are very, very nice here, especially even driving. Nobody cuts you off or anything. In fact, it almost is too nice because you get the four-way intersection and they're like, you go. No,
Yeah.
you go.
After
No, how's
you.
your mother? She's fine. You go. And next thing you know, you're sitting there and you're like, somebody go, please.
I just visited with.
Oh my gosh. But it is true. People are very, very nice here, very accommodating, very welcome. That's why I stay here, because I absolutely love it. Okay, next question. I already asked that one. What do you see as the most critical opportunity for the city of Clinton over the next decade? And how would you, as a council member, ensure that we don't miss it?
Most critical. Goodness. Developing housing and giving people a place to live and want to be here. So yeah, we need to get people living here. We need to build our numbers up. That's
okay. Next question, and this is my own top of head type of thing.
Do it.
Diversification of property tax revenue. And we've had this conversation over the last couple of years here in this office, and we realized that a shrinking population makes the property tax burden a little bit greater on the other residents that are here, because when you have less people contributing to the property taxes, you have less revenue you're bringing in. So outside of housing, how would you, I guess, determine ways to diversify our property tax revenue stream?
come on. Oh, gosh.
I'll build on it a little bit
Yeah,
more.
Do it.
let's do it.
So we've had very passionate conversation regarding like the wind turbines, for example, and then also data centers has recently entered into the mix, both of which generate a tremendous amount of property taxes because of the way they are assessed. Is that something? And then obviously the attraction of new industry. But there's been a lot of conversation where, like, we don't want those things, not in my backyard. And if the reality is that we're purely going to focus on residential property tax evaluations to fund all basic services from public safety to infrastructure improvements, including roads, stuff like that, how do we maintain that level of service, even heighten that level of service without bringing in different forms of revenue outside of just residential property taxes?
Yeah, okay, I'm with you. So, I'm not sure how I feel about the turbines. It's not something I've done a bunch of research on. I know it's a very, some people, that's a heated one for some people.
Yeah.
But we've brought in quite a bit of solar, and I don't know how that's working. I know like the high school leased out part of their land to put in a solar field just to get some revenue back that. And then we have the Rock Creek Solar
Yep.
Right.
can
just
match.
outside of town. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I know we have that coming in, and hopefully that will help us. And the one field was Alliant, and so the idea would be that that would help with our utilities too. But as far as like the wind turbines and that, I'm not sure. But I do agree that to keep property taxes where they're at and not have to keep increasing them, we have to have other places to have revenue
Yeah.
coming
And
in.
the only, this is not a pitch for or against
Yeah.
No.
any of it. I'm just basically stating and questioning you because as a city council representative, come January, you are sitting in an office and your first line of duty and things that you have to do are to approve the budget and start having conversations about what stays, what goes, how do we balance the budget? How do you ensure that the pavement management plan's funded? How do you ensure that Parks and Rec is continuing to be funded? All the departments within the city of Clinton, it's important. And that's the way that we bring in money is through property taxes. So it's, as we look at these things, and as an economic development professional, I often think to myself, how do we diversify that property tax stream? Because at the end of the day, it'll be a very long time until we see a residential, robust evaluation of property taxes, specifically on housing alone, that's going to get us into the next decades plus. So those are the things I think about.
All day.
All day,
All day, every day.
All right. In the last 60 seconds, 30 seconds, whatever you like, it's your show. What's your pitch? Tomorrow is election day, November 4th, Tuesday. People are going to go to their polling locations. They're going to pull the ballot. They're going to see your name. Why should they check it off?
One, I love this city. Two, I'm not a politician. I just want it to grow. I want it to be better. I want people to have a better life. I want to be able to go down the street and things look nice and orderly and get some of these buildings revamped. And I want us to be able to enjoy everything, our parks and all of those things. And I feel like I work with all kinds of people in our community as it is, and just want to keep helping people enjoy living here and be a part of the growth of the city.
Oh, that's a good reason.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Congratulations. It takes a lot of courage just to
Does.
throw your name out there.
Mhm.
I mean, you could be a keyboard warrior and just blast the scanner page with all of your complaints, or you could do something
Do
about
this.
it and either run for city council, join a committee, join a commission, volunteer. Here at Grow Clinton, we are always looking for people to volunteer and get involved in community development. So
Right.
kudos to you for taking that step. I know it can be difficult and challenging and often scary, but tomorrow will tell. So again, go out and vote. I'm a traditionalist, so I'll be rocking election day, getting my sticker,
Get your
going to the polling place. Yeah. So get out there, vote. It is your civic right. It is part of being an American. You can go out there and vote and get involved and choose your leadership. And I love that municipal politics is nonpartisan.
I do too.
I love that.
I do too.
Nobody has been ever able to tell me. So if you're listening to this and you know why are county politics partisan?
I don't get that. Why?
Like, where's that transition line from city,
Mhm.
municipal, elected, nonpartisan, to all of a sudden you get to the county and now you have to pick a party?
Right. I don't get it. And I think that people should be more interested in municipal because people complain so much about how torn apart everything is. This is your chance to get in on something and just do good and try to do, without party lines.
Yep. I love it. If I was elected, I'd be a one-term politician. 'Cause
Why?
I want to do, because I will not conform to partisan politics. That's how it goes.
That's true.
Does not
Yeah.
say in our Constitution you have to be a Republican or a Democrat.
Mm-mm.
There's no two-party
Nope.
system. That we've adopted that ourselves, and
Right.
it clouds our judgment because we invest solely in the partisan way and not
Yep.
in common sense.
Just got to be a normal, nice person.
All right. Well, I hope I don't get myself fired for saying that, but yeah.
I'll fight for you.
Yeah, thanks, Jenny.
You
Well,
bet.
Stacie, thank you so much for joining us on the podcast. Best of luck tomorrow. I look forward to the results. Jenny, you
Yes.
got a busy week.
Oh, yeah, I do. More podcasts.
More stuff coming up.
Yep. And because, I've been kind of doing a lot of that kind of scheduling podcast stuff, like that, I'm going to have some retention visit days, which I love,
Yeah.
which means I just go out and say hi to all of our members. Not all. That would be a big day.
That would be a big day. Nearly
But,
500 of
yeah,
them. So
I can't do that. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
And we're
but
going to be revamping our Biz After Fives
Yeah,
a little
oh,
bit,
yeah.
looking at ways to make that more
I'm
engaging.
excited about that.
Yeah. So we got Tony
Yes.
Gerks.
She'll be on the
She'll
podcast.
be on the podcast
Mhm.
soon. She's now our director of marketing and event planning.
Yep.
She's awesome.
She
Kicking
is.
butt.
She's got
Great. Week
great-
3, and she's doing some amazing things.
Great ideas.
So lots of stuff coming down the pipeline here at Grow Clinton. As always, thank you for tuning in. If you're not subscribed, be sure to do so. Wherever you get your podcasts, you can find us, whether that be on Amazon Music, that be on Apple Music, or Apple Podcast,
Everywhere.
Buzzsprout, YouTube,
All
everywhere.
over.
You can't miss us. All right, everybody, enjoy the remainder of your day. Until we see each other again, stay classy, folks. See ya. Thank you for listening to the Grow Clinton podcast. Be sure to subscribe and follow us on all your socials. Until next time, see ya.